sun's out miraculously, and that means hill climbing. Yep, that's right, today I'm going to do a tour of Britain hill climb. It's 6 kilometres long and 6 kilometres back, but Komoot estimates that the way up there is going to take me 45 minutes and 15 minutes back, which sounds like a pretty interesting and disproportionately difficult hour of my life. So, am I going to be able to do it? It's 22 degrees outside, which is actually really nice, but maybe a tad too hot for this kind of climb. I'm hoping the traffic is going to be low because it's mid-afternoon on a weekday, but normally this route can actually get quite busy. I'm probably going to regret this, but you've got to try, right? Let's go climb a hill. Not a great warm-up ride to the beginning, given that the road is closed and I have to walk to the beginning of an uphill climb. Okay, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. So this hill climb starts in the little town of Bovey Tracy, which is right on the edge of Dartmoor, like it has the Dartmoor National Trust headquarters in it. And it immediately starts on the very boundary of Dartmoor. It's basically one of the most painful ways to get up onto the moor. Bovey's only at like 35 metres above sea level. And I think the top of this is about 400 metres or something. So yeah. I think I read that the average gradient is 6% with a max gradient of 12, which actually isn't that bad for Dartmoor. Wow, it's starting to bite already. It's actually a really beautiful road that I don't ride very often because if I'm riding on a weekend, it's usually quite busy with traffic going up to Haytor, which is probably the most famous part of Dartmoor. But on weekdays it's way quieter because there's nothing up there except for like tiny villages. So it's not like a commute kind of road. It's just a leisure road. There's also hardly any passing places. So cycling up here on a weekend is just a bit antisocial for cars, to be honest, because they just pile up behind you. But there are other lanes, much steeper, but like there's zero traffic on them. It will take you to the same place, so I normally ride up those. Currently have an 8% gradient. Oh, 7%. Just as I turned the camera on there, it went down just to undermine my efforts. Still only 8%. Feels like 100. Climb is staggered, which is nice. So every so often you get these like levelling off sections. So you do get some rest every so often before the really tough climb, which is the final stage. I'm about to cycle past Ellicombe Farm, which is, I don't know, halfway maybe? But it is a farm shop cafe, so theoretically, if you want to stop halfway, you can. I don't think the Tour of Britain riders do that, but who knows? Can't wait to compare my time to that of the Tour of Britain climbers. I genuinely don't know what their times are, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be a bit quicker. Got some sheep though. It's just really nice to know that I can get myself from 35 metres to 400 metres in 29 minutes. Oh, yeah, good views. That's Haytor in the distance. It's actually not very far away, I'm just on a wide lens. Just another day in Dartmoor with giant cows walking around. That's it, that is the Haytor hill climb. That's Haytor, over there. I'm now in the Haytor visitor car park where there are other calves as well. And there's an ice cream van, and there are toilets, and just the visitor centre in general. I'm getting distracted by carbs, they're so cute. You can't see them though because they're bright in the sun. So now I'm going to attach my GoPro to my bike and then I'm gonna freewheel all the way downhill. That has taken me 33 minutes to do that climb, 6 kilometers-ish. I'll report back on the elevation gain or I'll put it on screen. Let's see how quickly it takes me to get back down to Bobby. Nailed it! That was actually not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. The last time I did that exact route was December 18 months ago, more than 18 months ago now, because I cycled up there on my mountain bike. I can't remember why I chose my mountain bike, but I did. Cycled up there on my mountain bike and then I went on a 15-kilometre trail run up on the open moorland right off the back of that really sweaty ride, and it was snowing and it was icy and it was so cold. So that was the last time I did that exact ride, and that I remember the ride took me I think 40 something minutes, 46 minutes or something to do the exact same route, and I stopped at that visitor centre, and that's what the visitor centre that I locked my bike up. So I was a lot faster this time, like a full third faster, but I was also riding my gravel bike this time, so that would have sped me up anyway, and I'm fitter. But that's interesting that it didn't take as long as I thought it would. So the Haytor hill climb is really fun. It also has the perfect sort of start and end point if you just want a short, manageable challenge, because it starts in Bovey Tracy, which has Cafe 360, a great bike cafe. It's got a bakery, it's got little coffee shops, it's got like lots of stuff that you can start or finish your ride at, probably finish. It's got, you know, a big car park, it's got a park, it's got lovely things. You immediately start the hill climb from Bovey. There's a roundabout at the end of the town where the fire station is, and the hill climb basically starts there. And then you just climb. It's basically one road, like technically it's two, but you just kind of follow it up. And then at the top, you've got the Haytor Visitor Centre, and there is a hotel with a restaurant next door, and there is almost always an ice cream van in that Haytor Visitor Centre car park. You can also continue up another 300 metres, I think. Not 300 metres of elevation, 300 metres up the road. And there is another car park up there that also often has an ice cream van in it. So you've got options. I'm not just talking about snacks here, but like you've got options. And then obviously you can just freewheel all the way back down again. It is a majestic ride. It's really windy and bendy, so you have to really be paying attention. Today it was incredibly sunny, incredibly bright, not a cloud in the sky, but that means, because it's, you know, mid-afternoon, that also means the shadows are really dark. So this is definitely, we all know that we should be riding with lights all the time, particularly if it's going to be light and dark, because that's just very difficult to see cyclists. I felt really good cycling in those shadows with my new rear bike light. It is really fantastic. I'm going to do a separate video on bike lights soon, so stay tuned for that. But I was really happy, and I felt way more confident. Like, so often I'll go out without a rear light because I won't have charged it or something, and I'll go out in the midday, but because there are so many twisty roads around here, there's a lot of shadow on the road, and that always trips me up and I always feel unsafe. But today I felt really safe with that light on, especially with its hyper flash daytime setting. Whoop whoop. Anyway, so this was my first ever official, intentional, I'm going to ride a Tour of Britain climb, like a famous one. I am very lucky to live pretty close to it, so it wasn't that arduous for me, but they're all over the country, so maybe go seek them out. Let me know in the comments if you have ridden any of the Tour of Britain climbs, like the famous ones, or if you've ridden the Haytor climb and how you found it. Now I'm going to have a shower, have something to eat, and get straight back to work, because that is what I actually should be doing right now. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye.